Hey guys, and welcome back to What I Want. I am your host, Portia. First and foremost, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you are getting all the love in the world. If not with you and your significant other, just I hope you're giving yourself all the love and all the hugs that you possibly need today. So, we're going to be getting into the nitty gritty. We're just going to be talking about love in general. And a couple things that I want to touch on. We're not going to be here long, but yeah, we're going to get into it. So, truthfully speaking, I have had the biggest love-hate relationship when it comes to Valentine's Day. I have kind of been a Valentine's Day hater for the biggest time, but I also love Valentine's Day at the same time. It's such a it's such a cute, fun holiday, but also at the same time, it's super overrated and it puts a bunch of pressure on not just the guy but the girl as well. I know a lot of people think that all the entire pressure is just on the guy and what he has to do and everything like that, but a lot of pressure is on the girl too, depending on what is supposed to happen. I also feel like there's always a pressure to actually do something on Valentine's Day, whether it's go out to dinner or do something super fancy that you normally wouldn't do, when truthfully all it is just trying to focus on each other and being romantic with your significant other, whoever that may be. Honestly, I that's the part that I find super overrated, because you're doing all these things and you're spending all this money, but you're probably going to be arguing the next day. And now, don't get me wrong, that does not mean that I do not want to be wined and dined and all the romantic stuff, but I guess I'm just saying that I would like to make sure that it's super heartfelt and meaningful rather than just a here, damn. So, enough about Valentine's Day. Let's pivot a little bit. So, I feel like we should talk about relationships. And I'm not talking about the people that are in relationships. I'm not talking to you. I need all the single people to come to the front. Yeah. Y'all here? Okay. Hey girl. What's up, dude? Yeah, I know it's hard out here. I know. The dating pool has pee in it. I'm fully aware. Fully aware. But let's talk about some things while we're in our waiting season, that I always like to call it. There's plenty of people that try to help us, whether it's getting set up on a date or just having so many options or opinions when it comes to you finding a date, whether it be why don't you go on dating websites, or you should put yourself out there more, or you should do this, or you should do that. Sometimes it could be so overwhelming, and it definitely just feels like, F it all, I'm just going to be alone forever, when that's really not the case at all. You're not going to be alone forever. You just have to. I'm starting to realize that there are steps that I have to take before I find my person. And I would rather take those steps than to just randomly meet some person and then it not work. Because I've been in that position too. I thought I was I thought I had found someone that meant the world to me, that I loved, but truly it uncovered a lot of hard truths about how I am as a person and how I handle things and how I take different things and what I was willing to accept. in certain relationships. So now going forward, I can have a better idea of what I actually need and who I can be more compatible with. So, a really good example of that is I know for a fact that I can be extremely passive. Like, I don't like confrontation. I don't want to argue. I don't, I don't want to deal with that. Don't you, don't see me, miss me with all the arguing. Um, if you don't want to know that, if you don't want to agree with me, that's fine. If you think that you're right, you got it. By all means, do your thing. I don't care. But I started to realize that the more passive I became, the less of a voice that I would have. And therefore I would just let anything and everything go, just for the simple fact of I didn't want to have a problem. I have a conversation, which in turn wasn't helpful for me at all. I wasn't happy. The other person wasn't happy because yeah, they might have been getting their way, but at the same time, I would just shut down and can be completely silent and just would check out, essentially. And that's not helpful to a relationship either. You can't just check out because things aren't going how you expect them to, and just because your partner isn't showing up the way that you want them to show up, because you probably have to explain to them why. And that takes standing up for yourself. That takes standing your ground and speaking your truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. And this doesn't just go for romantic relationships, this goes for all relationships, whether it be with your family or your friends or whoever you have a significant relationship with. You have to stand your ground and speak your piece and say what is on your mind, because not doing so and just trying to make everyone happy is going to make you miserable. And nobody wants to be miserable. You're just going to fall into a really, really dark place trying to make everyone happy. The next thing is, are you actually ready for a relationship? That's the question. One conversation that I have with my friends and family now is, are we actually ready for everything that we say that we're actually ready for? I know for a fact I talk about all the time about being in a relationship and finding my husband and just being the best girlfriend, the best wife, doing all these things, being the best mom. All like I talk about it all the time. And although it's something that I'm extremely excited for and I can't wait, I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually ready to be all of those things. And I'm pretty sure God knows that. And He's looking at me like, yeah, all right. If I gave this to you right now, it would all go to hell because you are crazy. And I think that's one lesson that you actually have to sit down, be realistic with yourself, and think about all the things that you say. So you want to be in a relationship and you want to be with someone, but are you willing to accept that person with all of whatever they may have, all of their flaws, all of their perfections, all of their needs and their wants? Are you able to show up for that person? Because I think when we talk about being in a relationship, we only see it from our perspective, and we just see someone showing up for us and being what we need, and just how someone is supposed to be there for us, when in turn you have to be there for that person as well. You have to be their confidant, you have to be their cheerleader as well. And sometimes you might not have the mental capacity. And I'm gonna be completely honest, and I hope I don't sound selfish, I don't know if I have the mental capacity to be there for a person at this point in my life, because I'm still trying to figure out different things for myself. I'm still trying to figure out, wow, how I can get to a better place in my life. And if I'm doing that, I'm going to be focusing on that. And I can't focus on that while simultaneously helping somebody else, because also you kind of have to know how you operate as a person. I know that if I meet someone and I start dating them, all of their goals, all of their wants and needs are going to become my goals and my wants and my needs. And I will put everything that I like to do and that I want to do to the wayside. And we can't do that. Not in my big age. We cannot do that anymore. Also, I'm trying to be with my person for a long time and not a good time. Listen, when I meet my husband, we're locked in. Okay? Locked in. There's no switching up. There's no getting divorced. There's no there's none of that. So I just want to make sure that when I make my decision that it's the right one, and even if it's not the right, well, I'm not going to say that actually. Never mind. I take that back wholeheartedly. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I am the perfect, not the perfect. I just want to make sure that I am exactly who I need to be for my future person. And if that takes me a little while to get there, so be it. I also think there is a ton of pressure, especially for women who are in their 30s and you haven't met anybody yet, or if you haven't had any kids yet, or if you haven't gotten married yet. There's a ton of pressure, and then you're looked at in society as broken, or something is wrong with you, or you're just a problem. And that isn't the case. Or we kind of put that stigma on ourselves. I know for a fact that I have put that stigma on myself. I'm like, something must be wrong with me. I have tons of friends who have gotten married, had children, and it's really hard being the single friend, being the only single friend, when you know that that's the only thing that you really want and you've been searching for it forever, and it is just not coming your way. It is not at your doorstep, girl. It just won't show up, no matter how much you try to find it. Now, there's a few things that I could do. Once again, I am a homebody, so I guess I could try and go out a little bit more. But have you seen outside recently? It's a little crazy out there. And the only reason I'm going outside is for Beyonce. Okay. So, truthfully, with that being said, I really hope that you guys love on yourself and just do something that makes you happy. Hopefully, if you're watching this on actual Valentine's Day, one, I hope you are giving yourself tons of hugs and kisses. And I mean, yeah, just loving on yourself and just knowing that you are enough, and whatever you choose, whoever you choose, is so lucky to have you. Do something super fun today. Take yourself out, order your favorite order your favorite thing, watch your favorite movie, go get a massage, go to a movie. I would say go out to eat, but don't go out to eat. No, that's torture. Don't torture yourself like that. And if you're watching this after Valentine's Day, still do those things. Take yourself out on a date. That's one of my goals for this year in general, is to take myself out on dates. Just me, just to enjoy my own company, because if you don't like being around you, how do you expect somebody else to be around you. So take yourself out to eat, take yourself out to lunch, take yourself out to a museum or the movies, and then just pay attention to how much fun you have in your own company. And I guarantee you, there is so much peace that it would bring you. And therefore, you won't have to depend on somebody else to make you happy because you're already happy. And that is the best feeling in the whole entire world. So that's all that I got for you guys today. I hope you have been loving what I want so far. I have been loving bringing this to you guys so far, and I can't wait to talk to you guys in the next episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment down below, and I will be more than happy to get back to you guys. And until next time, I hope you get what you want. Happy Valentine's Day.